Colonel Sonam Wangchuk Mahavir Chakra, I'm so happy. And we are on the platform of I'm Still Human. And it's a great pleasure for me to talk to you through the video in the Corona time. And our association goes back to our home, 4th Battalion, the Assam Regiment. You joined us in 1987 at Akrul, and we were
So,
together through the journey of Sri Lanka, and then it is in '99 that you went for the unit in Banbasa when I was the commanding officer. I'm so
right.
happy that you made such a beautiful name for yourself. You are the Lion of Ladakh. You are the legend of Ladakh. Uh, in fact, having seen you growing from Sekil days, for me it is a biggest pleasure as a elder rhino that you have proved yourself. You have proved to the entire nation, to the entire profession of arms. And today on this forum, I think the listeners are, I would say, they are fortunate that they will listen to you, what you are and what you have done, because being the second highest gallantry award of the nation, and that too in the trying times of Op Vijay 1999. I welcome you to this show and the pleasure hosting you here.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sonam, I think let's start right from the beginning that you were born in Shankar, Kaksal uh, in Ladakh. I remember. I visited your home also. And
Right.
this journey of your life from there going to Solan, Dharamshala, then
Yeah.
Delhi, modern
Right.
school, college in Delhi. How was the initial period of your life, you know?
Sir, so only regrets which I have, sir, is that I've not been able to, form a circle of friends here, sir. Not much of a base in my place, because right from the word go, my education started in Solan, as you said, sir. And thereafter, then I moved to Dharamsala along with my father, who was posted over there, sir. And that was, I think, when I was there in St. Luke's in Solan in fourth standard, we moved to Dharamsala, sir. So then I continued my education from fifth standard onwards. And both these schools, they were Christian missionary schools. The education, it was really good, very high level, I would say. And then finally, then I came to modern school, sir, for the later part of my schooling, starting from seventh standard till 12th. And that was I would say, a fantastic education which I got in modern. And in modern, I could, make a name for myself in sports, because that is where my forte lied, actually. So most of the time I've been out, and I would say I've interacted with, people from all sections, all of life, or from, all regions. So that is why my horizon is slightly broader than, I would say, the locals over here, sir. So in that way, I am really, very happy, because my base was made here. I interacted with, everybody. So I felt at home with, all kinds of people, sir. And when I got into the army, there was no problem in, identifying with people, uh, like, same as people who were there in my school. So I didn't have that problem of, normally Ladakhis have going outside, trying to establish yourself.
No,
So that,
Sonam, you've been a
sir.
wonderful personality. I've seen you throughout my life. It has been really wonderful. I want to know. I believe Colonel Wangdus was the person who motivated you, or he was the icon in front of you. Your father wanted you to join civil service, but Colonel Wangdus was the one whom you saw and then thought about joining army. Is it correct?
Yes, sir, you are very much right. In my opinion, he was very smart, very sophisticated, because looking from the, a child's eye, I found him to be very appealing with a good personality. So that is how I got impressed with his personality. And at a later stage, when he said I should join army, I, you know, uh, thought I should also join army because I had this problem of interacting with people. I was not very social. So he said, this problem of yours, it is going to be an obstacle for you in your later life. So you must, join a profession where this thing is going to be taken care of, sir. So I joined army, and secondly, physically, I was gifted, I would say. So
Very delicate word you said, so that destiny can take course. That's a very touching subject. I remember it was 1987. You came to Forest Sam Regiment at that moment, and you went to Khamason Post in Delta Company. I remember that. How was your experience in Officer Training Academy till joining Forest Sam?
it was fantastic, sir. The only thing was it was very hectic. Time flew past actually, and you didn't know actually what all you absorbed, and it was very fast paced. Later on, you start thinking over it in retrospect. Then when you start applying those tactical lessons which you would have learned there in IMA, I think learning part starts in the unit, sir, because
Absolutely.
basically all it is so fast paced, you don't know what all you have absorbed. But then yeah, you are disciplined over there, and your personality it is groomed. So I think that way it was good, sir.
Yeah, in fact, you talked about grooming. I've seen you from the day one of being second lieutenant, and now after having scaled such a fame in the entire nation. In fact, I remember Khamason was a excellent learning place in a
So
cruel area. I think
yeah,
as a prelude, this area taught us a lot before we went to Sri Lanka. So, what
that,
was your initial learning in Akrul, in the Paltan, in that area?
actually I was given an independent charge because as soon as you arrive, you are given an independent charge. So as a second lieutenant, I was absolutely raw. But then I interacted with the JCOs over there. I interacted with the NCOs. I got lots of tasks of patrolling and going meeting with people over there, and that brought out the best in me. I would say I could gel with the people. I could speak to the CEO every day, give them reports as to what all happened in the company. So that establishes you in an organization, sir. So initial bedding, I would say it was good, getting a chance to have an independent command as a second lieutenant.
I remember those days very clearly. 1987, I was also company commander that time in the Pavi post in Akrul. And
So,
we both used to be in the network, radio network, giving confirmations to our commanding officer.
right.
In fact, the most touching aspect of you when initially came, that you genuinely loved the soldier. In fact, your equation with the boys, with the soldier was too good. I think that ingrained in you of being humble,
Yeah.
learning from the soldier. I think that was an excellent forte. I want to know from you that how did you feel about this? I think that's excellent thing to learn from you. That your love for the boys, your humbleness with them, your very interactive aspect with the soldier was very touching.
Right, right, sir. You are very much right, sir. You have hit on the, I would say the nail, actually. I interacted with the boys at the grassroots level. So I think, I learned quite a lot, or especially of the practical aspects, whenever you carry out an operation or a tactical aspect, because the JCOs, they were very crude up. The NCOs, they were very crude up. And they came out with fantastic, lessons, maybe small things, but they were very, very relevant to the ground, sir. So learning from that perspective, I think it was very good. And as you said, I used to, interact with the boys. I used to be approachable to the boys, so they used to confide in me, and that way I learned a lot, and that bonding was there, sir.
And
With the
uh, I remember then we went in a special train to Chennai and from there by a ship to Trincomalee. In Trincomalee, sorry, in Batiklo area, we were in the same company. You were as a company 2IC to me. The post was Vadumanai. We had a
sir.
fantastic time there, professionally. Number of times we went together for operations. I think that was a great learning period. And for me, you as a company too, I see, I think beautiful times that we had.
Right, sir. We really gelled actually, sir, and it was fantastic with you. Somebody who was a good mentor, I would say, sir. It was fantastic. You were approachable, and you had a good sense of humor. And then there were so many, aspects where you gave me a total, free hand while going for patrolling and all that, sir. And you used to then get me back. Thereafter, you used to see as to what all lessons I'd learned. So it was a great learning. And then along with it, we had fun also, as you said, sir. Fun learning.
When I remember those days, to me as a soldier, you are fantastic. As a junior officer, you are absolutely class. But the most touching thing which I liked about you was your personality. That rare quality of humbleness, the richness from within yourself, the divinity within yourself. In fact, I always saw you as a saint and a soldier together. That was the beauty. I remember many a times I told you, Sonam, please teach me meditation, that type of a thing. You remember, uh, beautiful time. We were in the same tent. We
Sir,
had pitched a tent and we were in the same tent and lived together in those tough times. But
sir,
for me, when I look back at that, the best point was your inner being. I want
sir.
to know, at this stage of your life, how do you look at your inner being as a soldier and as a saint from that point of view?
Right, right, sir. So actually, my parents, they were quite, I would say, spiritual people, sir. And my mother, though when you say the application part of Buddhism, understanding the theory part and all that, theology, I won't say they were very crude up, but all the same, they were very compassionate people. They understood the essence of the, Buddhism, and they taught me कि बिल्कुल दयालु होना चाहिए. You must have compassion for, living organisms. So that is where, this compassion thing started, sir. And I carried it on. And I was, basically, as since I was a recluse, I was a loner, I would say, sir. So that is why I went into this, practice of meditation. And I found it very, very contenting, sir. It gave me a lot of contentment. Otherwise, you have lots of mental upheavals. There are so many problems. People like me, normally, in case you don't follow the right path, they have lots of problems at a later stage. So I'm happy, like I followed this path of meditation, sir. And those seeds were there right from the word go. And later on, I developed it in the form of Vipassana. Once, I was there in Dehradun 2001. I went for a full course, that basic course of 10 days. And thereafter, from there, then I really, got into it, sir.
So nice to know your inner being, inner thought. You would recall when we were in Vadumanai post in Sri Lanka, there was a period when there was a truce between LTT, Sri Lanka Army and Indian Army. We had about 15 days of those truce period, and
Right.
we were next to a lake. So we pitched a volleyball ground within the lake. We used to play with our boys there. It was something like playing in the lake, playing volleyball, and
Right.
after that sit and have fish. They were great period. But apart from aspect that you are so divine from inside, but you're an excellent soldier because whenever we went for operation, whenever we went for ambush, we had so many successes there. We saw death of terrorists and our own boys also so closely. Being that divine inside, absolutely truthful soldier, and combination of both. I think that's what I saw in you at that time in Sri Lanka.
Sir. Thanks a lot, sir. It's a fantastic compliment, I would say, sir. It's an observation from you, who was my company commander then, sir. And I feel really great about it.
Excellent. In fact, what were your lessons that you learned as a young officer in Sri Lanka? Because in life, in the profession of arms, then they became handy because rising from Sri Lankan lessons and
sir.
going up to Chorbatla and doing something which was absolutely highest in the military annals of warfare and fighting in the high altitude. I want to know what are the lessons you learned at that time in Sri Lanka
Sir.
as a young officer.
Right, right, sir. It was really great, sir. And I saw a lot of ground action in Sri Lanka, and there were so many lessons which I picked up, sir. And basically, fire control, fire discipline, and tactical move when you're moving. All those small aspects which you used to follow to T, and then seeing the tactics of the um, adversaries. I would say the LTT personals. We used to evolve our tactics. I remember it so very freshly. So all these things at that point in time, the commanding officer, you yourself as a company commander, used to tell me ki, in case these people have done this, then you have to counter, like this. So there were so many lessons which I was picking up, especially road opening parties. Initially, I remember, sir, we used to walk on roads, and there were no, we didn't have any security aspect, keeping patrols on left and right side. But later on, when we got into the ambush, then we started evolving. We started searching, these search parties, they used to go initially around 5 minutes before the main party on the road. And that is how we, evaded so many, ambush points which were there. We could encounter those LTT characters and they used to flee from there, sir. And that way, the road opening parties, they were absolutely safe. So there were so many other things also, like we suspected the water bodies or the wells they are being poisoned. So once we used to go for people who are thirsty, they used to go to the wells. So then again there was I believe these people have started booby trapping those wells. So then again we evolved certain tactics. We used to keep engineer elements with us, and we used to pick out those IDs and all that. And the boys also, they were taught. So all these things, it made me, I would say, much richer.
As a senior officer, I feel very thrilled that you were so observant. You brought out those points in such a detail, and
Right.
I think both of us together we remember our commanding officers, Colonel Hukku at that time, Colonel Thapa, and excellent officers that we had,
Thank
Khatri and Sharda and Akhil Shah, Pankaj Saxena, Binjolkar and
you.
Praveen Sharma from Jack Brand. These are beautiful memories that we had. Let's move ahead from Sri Lanka. And one was so fortunate that Forasam gave us this chance to learn together. I remember when the unit was in Sikkim, we were posted in Ranok area. Uh, that was also a great period. But I can't forget one aspect. Once your wife, Padma, she came from Delhi. She came in the night time. She came alone in a taxi. I was the 2IC of the unit at that moment. I was so worried. This young lady is coming, and she's very innocent person from my point of view. And she's very
So,
simple too. I was so worried. She traveled in the night with the taxi person, the driver, and that road was not safe. In fact, I remember I was telling you that please don't do these things. And you remember that incident? Padma
I,
came all alone.
sir, I do remember that definitely.
And it's so nice to know Padma is doing so well. She did a fantastic job in election commission. She was the director there. Earlier, she had worked for Radio Kashmir in Ladakh itself, Leh. Now she's again come back to Doordarshan Prasad Bharati, I believe. That's correct.
No, 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 she was there in the election commission, sir.
Yeah, yeah,
She was there in Delhi. So initially, once she finished off with her, a training uh, for information and broadcasting, sir, she was in that department. Then she was, sent on deputation to Election Commission of India for around 2 years, sir. No, no, not 2 years. I'm sorry, sir. It was around 7 years. So thereafter, then she came back. That was, I think, in case I remember correctly, sir.
No,
She's gone back.
she's a wonderful person. I got a very high regards for her, and she's as a person, as an individual, very high regard. Please convey my best wishes and tadara to her. You would recall in Banbasa when I was a commanding officer,
Sir.
you had gone for JC course, and like you said, you are a forte for running. You are running in Mao, and you came back. You said, "Sir, I want to go back to Ladakh because my parents need me there." I remember having come to Delhi during leave. I went to MS branch, and MS branch actually listens to the commanding officer.
Right.
I met the officer who does the posting job and all. So I told him that about you, saying that then at that time you were a major. I said Major Sonam Wangchuk has just come back from JC course. He wants to go to Leh. Please help him. It's a genuine case. And he told me, sir, I've noted down. I'll definitely work on this. And I was very happy that you were posted to Ladakh in Ladakh Scout, and that's exactly what the word you brought out, that's a destiny. That's a destiny that went and requested the MS branch. They listened. You're posted to Ladakh Scout. After that is the history, man. Tell me the before this period of 30th May 99, that
Sir.
challenging time of Chor Botla. I just want to say, just prior to that, when you reach Leh, when you reach Ladakh, when you reach your own people, when you reach Ladakh Scout, what is the experience, initial experience there?
So, so initially, I went to Indus Wing Ladakh Scouts from Banwasa, in case you remember, sir. I think that was in 97, September. Rigyal was just born. I think he was, no, Padma was carrying that time, sir. September, no, he was born, sir. He was just about 2, 3 months.
11
So
June.
that 11 June, you are right, sir. I was posted there in Ladakh Scouts in September, in case I remember correctly now. So it was a good period for me because, I could have some family time also because I never had that. Padma, since she was preparing for civil services, she was, away from me most of the time. And she had joined me for a brief period only. Then, as you said, my parents, I had not been with them for a long time. So that was a good time. And when I reached the unit, naturally, the boys, they felt elated, sir. They were very happy to have a local, Ladakhi officer. So it also brought out the best in me, I would say, because we had lots of, professional competitions. I had taken part along with the boys. And, we had lots of training events also with them. And since when I reached the unit, the CO there, sir, in fact, we used to call them wing commanders. They were wing commanders and they were of the rank of lieutenant colonels. So, Lieutenant, in case I remember correctly, Gerard Lobosa, Lieutenant Colonel, he told me, Sonam, you are, in your region and you are along with the boys. So they really look up to you and तुम्हें अच्छा करना है यहाँ पे because it's an operational area and you'll get lots of opportunities to do operations along with the boys, so they'll really look up to you. So I really uh, felt I should because I was not doing very well, so to be very frank, there were lots of army courses where I had not done very well, so I had to prove myself. So I then worked hard on my physicals and lots of other aspects. And I think then I was able to gel with the boys also because in the post, I got a lot of time. I used to play games with them. I used to go for physical training with them. And thereafter, we used to carry out lots of patrollings. Lots of tasks were given. We had long range patrollings. So I used to be with the boys always as a company commander. So that laid the, foundation for the kind of work which we carried out there in Chor Bhatas.
Excellent. I'm so happy. Actually, it must have been a very satisfying thing to reach your local area, to be with your boys. In fact, I find it very touching when you use this word you had a chance to prove yourself. I think
Sir.
that is very touching aspect and all. I remember before you went to Chorbatla side,
Yeah.
you have the highest faith in Dalai Lama ji, and
Right.
your father was also the security officer to him in Dharamshala earlier, and he's the highest level of faith that you have in yourself. You had the
Sir.
chance of meeting him before going in for this operation. In that, please tell us about that meeting.
Right, right, sir. So, to give you a bit of a background, sir, when we were told like we'll be going for this mission, I was told there's a special mission for me, sir. And the boys they were selected. As I said, it was known as ad hoc company because it was an amalgamation of boys leftovers basically because 80-90% of the unit that already moved out, sir. So they said company commander, is somebody should be there who should be able to control, command and control, and secondly he should be able to communicate with the boys. So I was given the charge. But then I saw, I got feedback from the JCOs telling me कि बहुत बुरा हाल है, sir. The morale of the boys, it is very low. So we'll really have to do something since we are going for operations on the front. We cannot, succeed with the kind of morale which the boys have. So he suggested, since Dalai Lama is there, sir, we should have his audience. We should, so that boys, some confidence will be built in the subunits. So we went, I think it was on 24th. 24th, I went, met the personal secretary of Dalai Lama, and thereafter we arranged this audience with Dalai Lama on 25th. So we could go, and then he was, very, very kind. He gave darshan to each and every boy. He interacted with each and every boy, gave them prasad, and thereafter those sacred threads, and he blessed us all, the entire company, sir.
Beautiful.
So that was really great. And we
Beautiful.
moved out the next day, sir, for
So
the
touching,
operation.
so touching that you have faith in Dalai Lama ji, your boys have faith in that, and he appears just 6 days before the critical time. And from there, you move to. Now, I want you to explain to me this critical period in the military history of India,
So,
30th May to 1st June,
right, sir.
and that 18,000 feet, 5,000-meter height, 2 feet of snow, and
So,
sub-zero temperature. Uh,
so,
how did you reach up that location, firstly? And
so,
what was the key aspect of the operation? Because everyone who's listening to you want to know
so,
that behind that Mahavir Chakra,